Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. We're here, of course, back at the house here. We're going to be here for a few days working on some cabinets and things and taking care of some family business and stuff. So get used to seeing Jerry Jones here. And we are here being selectively aggressive, okay, which has replaced all in. Yeah. So we'll see if we actually are going to be all in. So as I was going up the road today and stopping at one of my many stops, I saw this NFLPA survey where they surveyed over 1,600 players on numerous categories about their NFL experience. See what I did there? The NFL experience as far as their training staff, the coaching staff, the facilities, the food, the strength trainers, and so on. And I wanted to go ahead and look at this because, you know, we always think the Cowboys, they are a world-class organization. We got the star training facilities. It's only been there for so many years. And, you know, you can literally spend $45 and you can see it, but you can't take video. Can't take video. You can see the trophies. You can see where the players eat lunch and everything else. And you can even tap on the glass and see the players working out in the facilities. Let's take a look here at some of the rating and stuff that they actually have here. And so the Cowboys right here, let me pull this down a little bit. Treatment of families, okay, we'll see that they get an A-. The next category, food and cafeteria and nutrition and dietitian. They get B's on both of those. Locker room, I think they got an A on the locker room. Everybody loves the locker room. Training room, they get a C-. Okay. And weight room, no, the weight room was actually an A. What is this D-? Training staff, a D-. That's not good. The training staff, that's as in, you know, getting your ankles taped and recovery and things like that, that they're rating it as a D-. Well, let's go a little bit deeper into this. Now, this is ranking versus every other NFL team. This is the actually Dallas Cowboys their scorecard for the Dallas Cowboys. And so as they break it down, treatment of families, we saw, which was one of their highest rated ones, was an A-, which is fourth. We're fourth. Food and cafeteria. And we've seen, this is what's amazing to me still, is the fact that you actually charge a monthly fee to the players for eating at the facilities, whether they eat there or not. And they're proud to tell you this in the tour. Nutrition dietitian, they're ranked 11th on both of these. So we see it and we say, oh, man, that looks good. So the nutritionist, dietitian, and the food in the cafeteria. The Cowboys, you got to say 11 is middle of the pack. You say top 10, you know, you're in the top half. If you say 20 to 32, you got to say you're in the lower half. If you're between 10 and 20, that's middle of the road. Locker room, their highest category. Locker room is better than just about everybody else as far as the rating goes. Training room, this right here is a big red flag, actually, in my mind. If the players are looking at this for the training room and the training staff, and they're rating it 26th and 30th, that's not good. That's not good. And when you think of the amount of injuries that we had and getting the players back on the field, that's malpractice. You are literally saying there's 29 teams better at the training staff level than the Dallas Cowboys. You got a world-class training facility. You got a great locker room, but your training staff, and I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. This is going by the perception of 1,600 players in the NFL. It's not me making this call. This is not you making this call. This is not the Joneses saying we got the best facilities in the world. Strength coaches, where you can go through and watch them, if you pay that $45, are only ranked at 17. Team travel, 22nd. Now, here's where it's kind of interesting is head coach. 97% of the players actually loved Mike McCarthy. They liked Mike McCarthy better than the ownership. The ownership was ranked at 19th. 19th. This is throughout the NFL. This is everybody rating. So it's not just Cowboy players. This is everybody across the board rating the Dallas Cowboys, their facilities, their ownership, everybody and everything. And they're saying the ownership is at 19. Now, some of y'all may say they might be worse than that. But the head coach is an A. The locker room is an A. The weight room is an A. But the training staff, that's a scary thought. That's a room that I hope the Joneses are looking at this and saying that maybe there's something to this. That maybe the Cowboys, where it's glitz and glamour and it's all about it, need to reevaluate when you have the amount of injury. Here's the thing that when I see something like this, what comes to my mind is this. How many times, let me change the camera back. I love how you can just flip, boom, just click, boom, change the camera angle, just like that. I can literally just go, boom.
Come to my mind, we had a great run of it. He's a great coach, and I'm proud to have him as a friend and proud to have had the times that we had. We just had a great experience.
Can you answer Switzer's question now?
What?
Do you think you could answer Barry's question now?
I've never been able to know why. I fucked it up.
Yes, you
That,
fucked it.
not just that, but anything else. No, I can't answer those questions.
Yep, nobody knows why you fucked it up. I'm sorry. I like playing with my toys here. But here's the thing that comes to my mind is the fact that the Cowboys, whenever we have somebody injured, you ever notice how they're always optimistic about how soon they're going to come back? I can think about Neville Gallimore. Neville Gallimore was, he hyperextended his elbow in like the first or second preseason game. And they expected him to miss, he'll be out for 4 weeks. He didn't come back until like week 12. Deron Bland this year, we kept hearing like every week, well, Deron Bland, he's getting close. I'm wondering, is Stephen Jones out here taping guys up? Every week we heard how close the D-Law was going to be getting to returning, and they eventually shut it down. So when we hear about an injury with the Cowboys, more times than not, we get the optimistic scenario that, they're only going to be out for a couple of weeks. And we then get the reality of it where it ends up being it's not anywhere close. And so you have to wonder, because as we've had a multitude of injuries, did the Cowboys acerbate these injuries, and because their at least thought is that their training staff is a D+? Well, let's look at that again. A freaking D+ for the training staff? A D+? And the training room is a C-? Now, see, in case you don't know, the training room and the training staff, like back in JMU, we used to be under the stadium was where our locker room was. So we had the training room was right next to the locker room. So you'd go in, we'd have the tables that you'd sit up on. They'd wrap your ankles every practice. I hated it, and so on, or whatever you needed to get treatment on. Spray the spray on it, put the membrane on it, then put the tape and stuff on it. That's the training room and the training staff that does that. It takes care of the recovery and so on. The weight room, of course, is totally different. We get an A for the weight room, which is what everybody sees on the tour and gets to knock on the glass and look at the players in the fishbowl. That's great that we can see them working out, but we need them to be able to recover. And maybe this is part of the issue of why our injuries have been so bad, that maybe when we've got a guy who tweaked an injury, you think about, I think Tyron Smith, for example, if you remember back when Tyron Smith had the same injury that Dak Prescott had, where his hamstring rolled up on him. I think the injury actually happened the day before when Micah Parsons literally put a move on him that left him, shuddered. And I remember seeing him literally grasping for stuff and planting his leg. The next day, he's in practice going downfield to try and hit a linebacker, and that's when the hamstring rolled up. Are we getting enough stretching in here for these players to help avoid the soft tissue ones? Are we taping them up correctly? Are we doing the things that are going to maximize their time on the field? Bro, if you're getting a D plus in anything, on any rating, you got to look at that thing really hard and do better, because this is key. You can get the best players in the world, but if they can't stay on the field, bro, we got a real problem here. That's glaring to me. What everybody's actually focused on here is Mike McCarthy. That, the players really loved Mike McCarthy. Okay, great, wonderful. He ain't here anymore, so it doesn't mean shit. That means nothing. He's gone. Okay, great. Well, everybody loved Tom Landry too, but he's not here anymore, so what good is the dude talking about that? Let's deal with shit that we got right now, which is the training staff and the training room. You spend $45 you get every time somebody comes through here to see the freaking cafeteria and to knock on the glass on the fishbowl of the weight room. You rake in $11 million on that. You would think that the training room might be something you need to invest in, and the training staff. You've got one of the best orthopedic surgeons there that always tells you that a guy can come back. Then why don't you have the training facilities and the training staff to go with that? Is it because that's not part of the show? As I see, treatment of the family. Okay, you don't want people talking bad about you. Cafeteria, because we get to see it. Oh, yeah, we want to make sure it looks good. If we have a meeting here, we want to show everybody how good our food. Okay, all right, even though it's only 11. The weight room, of course, because everybody can knock on the glass, so you want to make sure that looks good. The team travel, well, that's only the team. The head coach, of course, ownership. Strength coaches, of course, the strength coaches are there working with the players, and you want to make sure that looks good. So it seems like things that aren't glitz and glamour seem to be secondary. I don't know, man, but that's something coming off a season that had more injuries than you could shake a stick at that you may want to go ahead and address and really look at. All righty, good people. I'll catch you soon. Peace.